2025 is officially here, so I put together a top 10 list of my most anticipated movies coming out this year. Now, before we get into that list, I do want to mention a few other films that I am excited for. However, they did not crack that top 10 list for me. So let's get started with those. My first honorary mention is the film Jurassic World Rebirth. Now, this movie is set to take place 5 years after Jurassic World Dominion. It's directed by Gareth Edwards, which I'm excited about. Gareth Edwards has directed some of my favorite films in the past couple of years, including Godzilla, The Creator, and my favorite Star Wars movie, Rogue One. Another honorable mention is the live-action remake of How to Train Your Dragon. We have Hiccup, we have Astrid, we have the whole gang coming in, and we also have Gerard Butler reprising his role of Stoic in the film. Now, as a fan of the animated films, I am excited to see this. However, with live-action remakes, I'm always a bit apprehensive, so I do approach with caution. Now, this film is a day one in theaters for me and my family, and I'm excited for my daughters to experience their very first How to Train Your Dragon in theaters. Another honorable mention is the film Warfare, directed by Alex Garland and Ray Mendoza. Now, if you know Alex Garland, he's directed Ex Machina, Men, Annihilation, Civil War, and I believe this is actually Ray Mendoza's first time directing. Now, the film is actually based on Ray Mendoza's real-life experiences during the Iraqi War. That just means that there's going to be a lot of realism to be brought to this film and its subject matter, and I am very excited to see this film be told. Another honorable mention is the film Heart Eyes, which I actually did a trailer reaction for, and to be honest, when it comes to slasher movies, I'm not always as excited because they're usually the same exact thing. However, I was very pleasantly surprised with this trailer. Now, this film is directed by Josh Rubin, who also directed another film that I own called Werewolves Within, and I enjoyed that movie quite a bit. It's got comedy, it's got horror, it's got everything that you want for that type of film. Doesn't take itself too seriously, so I'm hoping that Heart Eyes has a little bit of that humor that's injected in his previous film, as well as the gore that you would expect in these kinds of movies. And based off the trailer, if you haven't seen it, there is a scene in there that left me with my jaw open. Two more honorary mentions. Now, this next one has been around for quite some time, and it's a new installment in the series. We are talking about Final Destination Bloodlines. The movie that started my absolute fear and paranoia for flying is coming back once again with a new film in the series. There hasn't been much in terms of what the details are for the plot. We know who the cast is. We knew that there was a part for Tony Todd, who unfortunately passed away in 2024. Now, from my understanding, this is a prequel to Final Destination 5, which, if you have seen that movie, spoiler alert, that takes place before the original Final Destination. So who knows what we're gonna get? We do know that's gonna be some crazy deaths as per usual in all of these films, and we're just gonna have to wait and see how many new phobias this film brings to new audiences. And my final honorary mention is the film Companion, which I got a chance to see this trailer when I was sitting in theaters waiting for Nosferatu to start. And I gotta be honest, this movie looks absolutely hilarious. There is some horror elements going on here, but a lot of dark comedy in it. Now, the plot is as follows. A billionaire's death sets off a chain of events for Iris and all of her friends during a weekend trip to his lakeside estate. This film is directed by Drew Hancock. According to IMDb, this is his first time directing a feature film. All of his previous work has been in television. All right, so here we go. My top 10 most anticipated movies of 2025. At number 10, I have the film I Know What You Did Last Summer. I'm a simple man. Jennifer Love Hewitt's on screen, and I'm there. Now, I was a teenager during the time of Scream, and I Know What You Did Last Summer, and I still know what you did last summer. And those movies have a very special place in my heart. Nostalgia can be a killer, and this is no different. I'm excited to see this movie. Will it be great? I don't know, but seeing what they've done with the Scream films, that does give me a little bit of hope that this film will at least be entertaining. At number 9, we have the film The Accountant 2. Now, Gavin O'Connor is one of my favorite directors working in Hollywood today. He has directed some of my favorite films in recent years, movies like Warrior, Pride and Glory, The Accountant, The Way Back, and now The Accountant 2, once again reuniting with Ben Affleck. I am very excited for this movie and the potential that this movie has to explore Ben Affleck's character that much more. At number 8, we have the film Sinners. Now, if we are talking about great directors, Ryan Coogler is no exception. He has made some incredible films and created some incredible characters, and he returns once again with Michael B. Jordan for the film Sinners. Now, the film is about two brothers who are trying to leave their troubled lives behind. Now, the brothers return to their hometown to start their life again, only to discover that a greater evil is waiting to welcome them back. You had me at Ryan Coogler, but you most certainly had me at horror. At number 7, I have James Gunn's Superman. The iconic superhero is back on the big screen and brighter than ever. Put aside all of the noise surrounding this movie, this film looks like a lot of fun. I am very excited to watch it. And as a fan of Superman movies, I am there day one. At number 6, we have Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein. In my humble opinion, Guillermo del Toro is one of the absolute best, and he rarely misses. And just based off the cast alone, I have a feeling that this is a movie that's going to bring massive buzz to the Oscars. You have Ralph Ineson, who you've seen in the film The Witch and most recently Nosferatu, and you also have Mia Goth, Oscar Isaac, and Christoph Waltz. I don't know about you guys, I am excited and I cannot wait to see the first trailer for this movie. At number 5, we have Avatar: Fire and Ash. Now, I was lucky enough to experience the original Avatar in theaters in 3D, and I still to this day believe that that is the best 3D experience that I have personally ever had watching a movie. And the world that James Cameron has created is insane. Did he take a long time to make a sequel? Absolutely. But we're finally here, we're at number 3, and I couldn't be more excited. At number 4, from the world of John Wick, Ballerina. Once again, I am a simple man. You mentioned Ana de Armas, and I am there, day one. And the fact that she has the word weapons in her name, she was made for this role. But if we're being honest and we put aside the fact that she's absolutely beautiful, she is also an incredible actress who has proven time and time again that she has the range for this sort of thing. We are down to my top 3 most anticipated films coming out in 2025. At number 3, we have The Wolfman, directed by Leigh Whannell. I have been a massive Leigh Whannell fan since Saw, and I have followed his career from writing to acting to directing. With his directorial debut in Upgrade, that movie is not talked about enough, and I consider that one of the top 10 best sci-fi movies ever. And the tension and terror that he brought with The Invisible Man gets me very excited for the potential of The Wolfman. The fact that he comes from a writing background gives me hope. He understands characters, and honestly, that is the best thing from all of his movies, from the directing and the writing, is that he writes great characters. He knows how to write the tension, and he knows how to write drama. Now, at number 2, this film was actually sitting at my number 1 spot until another movie bumped it from 1 to 2. The film is Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Now, Tom Cruise has been doing these Mission Impossible movies for a while now, and this film looks like it might just be the last Mission Impossible he ever makes. Whether you love or hate Tom Cruise, you cannot deny the fact that he is bringing people to the theaters with these films. From the action to the drama, the suspense, the thrill of it all, he gets movies, and these films show exactly that. And at number 1, my most anticipated film of 2025 is Disney's Snow White. I'm kidding. I am totally kidding. Get this crap out of here. At number 1, we have a movie that changed the game when it came to infections or zombies, and that is 28 Years Later. Now, I did a trailer reaction for this one, and it actually brought me so much joy that I started to cry. It was like happy tears. It was the weirdest thing, but it's not the first time that's happened. The last time that happened was years ago when they showed the trailer for Matrix Reloaded. I'm also a huge Matrix fan. But anyways, 28 Years Later stars Aaron Taylor Johnson, Ralph Fiennes, Cillian Murphy. The trailer does exactly what it's supposed to, and does it in a way that doesn't give away the entire movie. I cannot wait for opening night of this film. It's just gonna be one of those experiences that I know I will never forget. So there you have it, guys, my top 10 most anticipated films of 2025. So which of these movies that I mentioned are you excited about? Are there any films that I did not mention that I should be looking out for? Also, let me know in the comments what your number 1 most anticipated film is of 2025. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and consider subscribing to the channel for movie reviews, movie rants, top 5s, top 10 lists, and that sort of thing. As always, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one.